Hello, I'm Julia Hankins and I deliver wellbeing workshops and trainings. And in this video, I'm going to be talking all about the importance of having values in our wellbeing businesses, whatever that wellbeing business might be. And so this is something that came up this weekend. I was delivering my training, which is a children's wellbeing practitioner training called the Wellbeing Journey. And we were talking all about values and core values. And it struck me that actually this is something that may not have come up before, you may not have considered before, but it's something that is really kind of crucial to me in my own business, and I find very supportive and very helpful for me personally. So you might be wondering, what are core values of a business and why are they important? So core values are like fundamental beliefs or basic principles that support a business to knowing how they operate. It's kind of a way of saying, basically, this is what's important to us as a business, as a company. And big businesses and big companies all have these, but I think it's really important, even if you're just working as a sole trader, even if it's just you delivering your wellbeing lessons, whatever those are. I think it's really, really important that we as individuals, as business owners, have some core values that we stick to. And so my personal ones for Wellbeing Adventurers, and also for Julia Hankins Wellbeing, which is my kind of parent company of my business. I have 5 of them. The advice is good to have between 4 and 7. I chose 5. And so my core values are inclusion, safety, compassion, integrity, and forever learning. And those are the 5 things that are really, really important to me in my personal life and also in my business. And so why do I bother to have them? Well, I personally find them really, really useful in decision making. So if something's happened and I'm not sure which way to go on something, or if I've got an opportunity to do something, or if I'm not sure about how to handle a tricky situation, then being able to return to my core values really supports me in making that decision. So, for example, if a situation has arisen and a child, for example, cannot be included within my class, well, one of my core values is inclusion, and so I know that I need to do something to make sure that that child is included in some way, if at all that's possible. Sometimes it's unfortunately not possible, but it's something that's really important to me, so I will work really hard with the other adults involved to make sure that everyone is included, for example. Another thing that is really important to me is forever learning. I take my own learning journey very, very seriously, and I'm always learning. I'm always reading books, I'm always taking courses, and that's just something that's important to me. And I'm also always adapting what I've learned and kind of integrating that into my training programs. So, for example, my Pathway to Calm training, I had to change some elements of that due to some further reading that I'd done that kind of discredited some previous held beliefs that I had about an aspect of neuroscience that I thought I understood, and then I realized with further reading, oh, actually I don't understand this as well as I thought I would. I'm just going to change that. And so it helps me make decisions, and it helps me take actions, because these are the things that I've decided for me are really, really important. So it also helps to shape how things are done and how things take place. So, for example, safety is really important to me, and so that really informs my practice. It informs what I do before a lesson, it informs what I do during the lesson, and also what I do after the lesson. It's really important to me that pupils in my care feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. And so there's things that I do, processes that I take at all points that make sure that safety is at the heart of what I do. So it helps shape the way that things are happened. I think it's also really important if you want to expand your business. So, if, for example, you wanted to take on other kids yoga teachers, if you're a kids yoga teacher, for example, if you wanted to take on some other people to support you, having some core values can really support you with that, because it's really clear, like, these are the things that are important to me and they're important in our business, and it helps to set expectations of how you expect other people to behave, and it guides the procedures, it guides the processes, and it also informs who you appoint. Because if somebody is coming to apply to work for you, but they have a different stance on something and it doesn't align with your core value, then it makes it quite simple and easy for you to decide, well, actually, that's not going to work for me, or this person isn't for me at this point. And so it helps you to attract the right people. So perhaps if you're advertising a role, then you can talk about your core values and the right people will be magnetized towards you. But it can also repel the wrong people too, which is really important. And when you're asking questions in your kind of appointment process, it helps you to be clear that you're getting the right people to come and support you in your business. I think it also helps us just to set the expectations of how to behave in our business, the expectations that we have of ourselves and of anybody who's working for us. And it also helps shape our identity. So if whether you're a sole trader, just yourself, it helps you to be really clear about what your business stands for and what it does not stand for. And it also helps you, if you've got a team, it helps to shape the identity of the team and have a collective voice about, what's important to us in our business. So that's why I think core values are really, really important things to include in a business. So I recommend that if you haven't thought about this, perhaps have a little think about what's important to you, and maybe jot down some ideas of what could be your core values. In my next video, I'll be talking all about how you might create your own, or kind of distill your own core values, and how you can be really clear and make sure that your core values represent you and represent your business. I hope you found this really useful. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to comment or to email me, julia@juliahankins.co.uk, and I'd be happy to support you in your wellbeing practitioner journey.